This is Goliath, our latest JK super build. This customer dropped off his already heavily modified 2014 Rubicon and said that he needs more! So we are installing a monster 6.6 liter GM V8, Fusion 1-ton axles, 12-inch ORI struts, a Gen Right roll cage, and a set of 42-inch beefy boys from Nitto. We have already stripped and built the frame and sent that off to get powder coated, so while we wait on that, it's time to tackle the body. We're gonna bolt on a full set of Mopar half doors, and to finish it off, we're chopping the B-pillars. So make sure to subscribe, and welcome to Off-Road Addiction.
Today, on this episode, we're doing a B-pillar chop on this really clean JK. You may be thinking, what is a B-pillar chop? We're literally gonna cut the B-pillar off. Smooth across there. But, we're gonna be able to put it back on. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna cut this off, take that off, plate the top and the bottom, put a little tab on there so it locks into place. Then it's gonna have another bracket that bolts to the cage. That way when he puts his full doors and top back on, he's got everything that he needs to seal it up nice and tight. But when the top's off, looks like a convertible cruising down the highway. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do next. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. It's time. So you'll notice I've got some stuff going on here, some bracketry happening. Not necessary when you're doing a B-pillar chop, but I don't have the customer's hard doors or hard top or the roll cage, so this just seemed like the safest way for me to make sure everything goes back in the right place. So basically, I'm gonna come in here and start hacking this thing apart. There ain't no turning back once we start.
Okay, let's see the arsenal. What tools you got going on?
So it's really pretty simple. I'm gonna start with a grinder, 4-inch wheel.
Okay.
I prefer a 6-inch wheel because it's more dangerous. I like to live life on the edge, but I forgot my other grinder in my go bag. So we're gonna do a 4-inch cutoff wheel, and then we've got an air saw with a couple of different blades. Something to note: if you've never done one of these before, if you can see over there where we've already cut, but what they call the ROPS, the rollover protection factory cage, it actually goes pretty far down in here.
Yeah, there's a tube in here.
So yeah, when you don't just, it's kind of complicated to cut. So be very careful, go slow, take your time, and worst case you screw it up and you got to go find another Jeep to cut a B-pillar off.
Yeah, and measure like 8 times.
Yeah, maybe more. So what we're gonna do is, I know that this line is good, and I have about an 1/8 inch of wiggle room, because we're gonna add material top and bottom, and I'm gonna be putting some felt on there. So we've got some room to move. So I'm cutting it right where I want the top of the door to be, and then I'll trim that down a little bit to make my material fit flush with the top of the door, and then I can trim this up a little bit to fit with that too. So it's your first time, it's nerve-wracking. If it's not your first time, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because Grant did the last one, right?
Grant did do the last one, yeah. I helped, but he did most of the cutting, so.
And that Jeep gets used and abused.
Yeah, this one does not. Yeah, good thing Bondo can fix it all. I'm just kidding.
Aaron's sitting at home on his couch. What?
First thing we'll do is cut the back side, then we'll figure out how to cut the rest. Safety first. Make it happier.
Going with the big dog.
So I can get a little deeper. Get some of that structure. Get your minds out of the gutter.
We're not gonna take it.
No, we ain't gonna take it.
What is even still doing here? Switch me sides. Okay, there's that. Okay, one more B-pillar. All right, we'll put it back together. I'm kidding. Now we got to build a plate. We got to put the doors back on. Then we got to build a plate. Cover all that up. And go zzz, 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 and then do the same thing on the other one, and we're done. Nothing to it. All right, B-pillar's been deleted. Now it's time to make a filler plate. Now, I think I've already mentioned this, but you don't have to do the profile like we're doing here. You can go straight across, Genderite's plate, you can just cut it, weld it, be done with it. But we like to match the profile of whatever door we're running. So we're running factory OEM half doors, so we're matching that profile. So now what I have to do is I'm going to utilize part of Genderite's plate for the top section, and then I'm going to build a filler plate for this bottom section. Obviously, right now it matches the profile of the door real well, but I need to trim it back a little bit so that when I add my material in there, that distance makes it still a smooth line all the way across here so that it looks like smooth as butter. Right as rain. I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna look good. So yeah, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the doors off, I'm gonna trim this back, that distance of my material, then I will clean all the paint off, come in and I'll tack the top plate in, and then build that middle plate so that it looks good. Then I'll blend it all in, we'll paint it up, and then we gotta do the top side of the B-pillar because we wanna be able to put that back on. So we'll have to do the top side. There's a pin that goes in the plate. I don't know what I did with the other plate. I'll set it down somewhere. I'm back. So they made up like that. Obviously they're opposites. This is for the other side. But anyway, that way it lines up when you stick the top half of your B-pillar back on, and then it'll bolt to the cage. So that's the next step. Okay, so at this point, I've got the top plate and filler plate tacked together. I've test fit this. As of right now, I've got to add a plate to the bottom of the upper part of the B-pillar. And so if I do, it'll be too tall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'll trim this out. And that gives me the opportunity to really trim this to fit that new curvature perfect, or as close to perfect as I can. We're human, so it probably won't be 100%, but we're gonna get as close as we can. So everything's looking good though, fitting pretty good. So now I gotta make it permanent.
Everybody at casual, the boss is here. Alert! Abort!
There it is. B-pillar has been chopped and put back together. That's all metal. All of it. Yeah, that's just all metal. I'm not saying we're that good, but it's pretty cool. Now we gotta do the top section so it can go back on. Even though I really don't think you'll ever put them back on, you gotta have the option.
Yeah, he's like, I don't think I'm ever gonna put the top back on.
Yeah.
We're doing all this work
Yeah.
for it to collect dust in an attic somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And content, of course.
Yeah, and content. Yeah, no, I think it turned out really good. Like I said, we really try to match the profile of the door. The key here is making sure you know what door you're gonna use before you go chopping your B-pillar. So now I gotta do the other side.
Are you gonna do the top piece, or are you gonna cut the other side?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do the top piece.
Okay.
So I'll do all of this side and then go to that side.
Okay.
That's enough stress for one day. All right, I gotta do the top. Give me like 5 more minutes. Yeah, then we decided to do this. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do with the top side. So we're gonna utilize the Genderite plate as much as we can. I'm gonna trim that down a little bit so that it fits further down on there. And then I will weld all that on, and then we'll just leave this basically like it is. I'll clean it up, obviously. But that way, that's got a nice solid plate to sit on, and I don't have to worry about trying to fill this in with anything and all that good stuff. It's not ever gonna, I think it'll work. I'm not 100% sure, but that's the plan. So first thing I'm gonna do, cut that off and then see how it fits and see how much I gotta trim off of this to get everything to sit where it's supposed to. And then we'll weld it all up.
He was backing it right up.
Like a glove. All right, this side's done. Now we gotta do the other side. No?
You need to show me everything.
Oh,
People need to see
yeah,
what
okay.
you've done. Let's talk about.
Let me try this again.
Take 5.
Like a glove. Okay, so got everything welded up, cleaned up, ready for body work. Got this little plate welded on. We'll actually have a, I'm back. This will actually get welded on there somewhere, and then this clamps to the cage, so that's what holds this all together. But gotta wait till the cage is in. Normally you would want to do this probably before you do the cage. That way you could do it all at one time. It'd be a little more efficient, but the customer kind of decided halfway through the project that we were gonna do the B-pillar chop, so wasn't an option, so that's okay. Once the cage is back in, we'll weld that up and send everything off to paint. Now we gotta go do the other side.
Hey, not right there.
I know.
You're using company money.
I can't help it.
It's not good for our bottom line. Profits, accounting, math,
A piece of tube in here in case you didn't know.
taxes.
It's really, really hard to,
Yeah, we saw it on the other side.
yeah.
So if you're doing this at home, don't use that.
Or if you do have lots of blades.
Robert!
Why is this side not working, Ricky?
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Take your time.
Take your time.
I was. That's the sad part over there.
Don't just cram it in there.
I did. This is it, folks. It's the last one.
Yummo.
Saw blade.
Must be the last one of the season.
Told you not to film this.
Looks great. This'll show him. What are you guys doing? What's up? Talk about him.
I'm just holding B-pillars. I cut the B-pillars off this Jeep. You guys already knew that because you've seen the video, so this is the end of it. But we gotta send these off to paint, make them look all pretty again because I kind of made them look ugly. You know, a lot of times people delete their B-pillars and they don't ever put them back on. Hey, I've been waiting for that to fall out. Did you catch that? I'm gonna put them on. Which one's where? Just like that? Don't worry about that. That's just loose. You can put them right back on. Put your hard doors on, your hard top on. You got a fully sealed up winterized Jeep. Looks way cooler without them though. One thing I need to mention. I thought about this yesterday, and I'm thinking about it today. You can't really do a B-pillar chop if you don't put a roll cage in it. So, those of you at home thinking you're gonna run out and cut your B-pillars off, don't do that until you have a roll cage. Because once you cut that off, your seatbelt is no longer structurally sound at that point because that's where your seatbelt attaches. So, make sure you put a cage in it first. That's like probably the most important thing I can tell you guys because I don't want you to die.
Can we look at this door kit from Mopar? Is this kind of a new thing they're doing, isn't it? From Jeep?
So the door kit, this they don't for the JLs.
Oh, okay.
So not the JKs, but
Okay.
you can. So if you want full half doors, not full because they're half. But anyway, you get the point. If you want half doors for your JK or your JL for that matter, you can get them. You just have to piece them together. If you don't want to go through all the hassle, give us a call. We can build you a quote, send them to you, and all that good stuff. But yes, you can go to your local Jeep dealership and order all of the pieces that go to this. So obviously these are the skins. We can go over here and look real quick
See,
at
I thought it was a kit.
It is not a kit, no.
Gotcha.
It's
so we had to source all these.
We had to source it all.
Oh.
Yep. Down to so you get locks, but no keys. So I had to have a locksmith come in and key this, so that his key will open that door.
Oh.
They are power. They will be power locks. It comes, you know, we bought everything: door straps, wiring. It'll have power mirrors still. The only thing that I will say that is kind of a not cool thing is if you have a 12 and up, you're out of luck for interior. Only option for interior panels is the 07 to 11 door panel. So you don't get the newer 12 and up door panel, but otherwise it's good, and they can get you everything. They can get you all the seals that you need, all the door latches, all the internal parts to it, empty containers. These are down to you push these in the top, and that's what your upper windows latch into. The rest of these are panels and windows. You even get a cool book that shows you all the breakdown of everything. So maybe they do consider it a kit. I don't know if you could call your dealership. We tried. They didn't have a kit, so we've got a really good parts guy, and he sourced all of the part numbers for us. But it comes with nice instructions. Instructions for all the front stuff. Yeah. You want me to open it all up?
No.
Oh, okay. Seals. You get door seals. All your rods. Everything. So, like I said, if you're looking to do it, they're expensive, but man, they look cool. In my opinion, there's a lot of half doors out there. If you're wheeling it, don't put factory doors on it. You're just gonna waste your money. Get some cheap half doors. But if it's something you're gonna, drive around and show off, the half doors are the way to go from the factory. I've got them on my JL, and I wouldn't trade them for anything.
Yeah. So if you want a full list.
Yeah, if you want a full list, give us a call.
Yeah.
We'll hook you up.
We'll put the number on the screen right here over Rob's face.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I did just get word that all the stuff for powder coat's back, so in the next video, we'll be putting this thing back together. For now, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we post new content. Oh, and don't forget to go over to Rumble. We just started that. Go over there, check us out. Ricky's going to put the handle or whatever they call that in the description right there. Yep. So go check that out. Otherwise, we'll see you guys out there.